Hello guys, and this is your guy Michael, the selfless strategic trader. Yeah, so I just want to show you a simple analysis on the trade I took on gold recently, and it's a very clean and clear trade, guys. Yeah, so I just want you to follow me closely. If you have been following me, you will understand the basic principles in structure. Yeah, so just from here, this is 4 hours time frame. From here we can see the ranging market here. Price broke out from this ranging here. So after price broke out of the range, we can see how structure started to build up. Yeah, structure started to build up. And let us jump to the most recent one so we won't waste our time. And this is 4 hours time frame. We can see how 4 hours broke structure right here. So the 4 hour structure was broken right here. As we can see, the build up here, higher high, higher low. This low produced this high, and this high came all the way down to clear this low, and it gave us a new break in market structure, which means from this week up till next week, we expect gold to do what? We expect gold to sell all the way down. In, let me say, in a week time, 2-3 weeks time, we expect gold to sell. Yeah, so there is something I took advantage of, and I'm going to show you how I took the buy trade. If you are joining us for the first time, my name is Michael, the selfless strategic trader. So after I saw this movement right here, I knew price would definitely come back. Yeah, there will always be a retest. Anytime price breaks structure, price is expected to do a retest before continuing in the new direction, in the new trend. So what did I do after I saw this markup on 4 hours? Yeah, I came down to my daily time frame. There are 3 things I want to consider. I want to consider order block, I want to consider fair value gap, and I want to consider liquidity level. So I started to look for these 3 things in order for me to pick my buy to sell, which means I want to buy into the new zone we had on 4 hours time frame and sell it all the way down. Before we start to sell it all the way down, I tried to take a buy trade. Now the first zone that was discovered was this place on daily time frame. This is the first one, liquidity. This is the liquidity right here. And the second one is what? The second one is fair value gap. So I marked out my fair value gap in this place. We can see the fair value gap in this zone right here. Here we can see the small fair value gap in this particular zone, and I mark out the what? I mark out the order block. So what I do is that after marking out the fair value gap, I mark out the order block, and there are times whereby I mark out both the fair value gap and the order block all together. But what I did was to mark out my my order block and my fair value gap. But the most important thing is that during the time I was analyzing this market, this particular zone was attracted to me. But I won't just jump to this zone. I have to test out this zone, this first one, before I jump to the next one, because I have my confluence here: liquidity, fair value gap, and what? Order block. That is order block that has fair value gap on it. Before price gets to the order block that has fair value gap on it, there must be a liquidity trap. First one, liquidity trap. Second one, order block that has what? Fair value gap on it. So that made me to wait for this particular zone. So this is daily time frame. What will make me to know if this zone is going to be activated is on my 1 hour time frame. But let's continue first. So I wait for price to get to that zone because I want to buy to sell. Alright, so I want to see price trade into this zone. Yeah, so price tapped into this zone, and after price tapped into this zone, I go to 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. So this is 1 hour time frame. What I want to see on 1 hour time frame is simple break in market structure. And as you can see here, there is something that is attractive here. So anytime I have break in market structure on 1 hour that shows like this, everything is very, very close. I'm a little bit careful because the same pattern I want to see on 1 hour time frame is still liquidity taking breaking market structure on the retest. As you see, a fair value gap and a liquidity and order block having a fair value gap on it. Liquidity taking, order block having a fair value gap on it. And if we check this particular place, we have liquidity taking here, we don't have any liquidity taken here on this 1 hour time frame. We can say this is a simple break of structure, but the reason why I've not take this as a confirmed break of structure is that anytime I see a break of structure, this BOS that happened here, and it has a fair value gap above it, immediately above it, most of the time this thing is a trap. Price will tap into this fair value gap and price will call all the way down to clear this liquidity. So I will not take this as a what? I will not take this as a buy for me. If it happened to be a buy, fine, but if it doesn't happen to be a buy, then it's a win-win for me. Remember, if you don't take a trade, you are winning. It's better than you taking a losing trade. So let's see how price played out here. Exactly, you see what I just said now? Price came all the way to clear this low, which means like this analysis was right. So I'm safe because I did not take any trade. Price is still within the first zone that I marked, so it's not going to be a problem. I'm still waiting for the proper break in market structure to happen on 1 hour time frame. Now we can see that price tapped almost below the level that we marked. So most of the time we want to check what really happened. Why did price tap below here? And another thing is, if price tap below the level we marked on daily time frame, we go back to the daily time frame to check reference, and the reference we can see from here is this liquidity level. The same pattern. Price cleared this liquidity here, so the zone we marked became a liquidity zone. Let me delete this so we can see what I'm talking about. Let me delete this so that we can see what I'm talking about. The zone we marked here became a what? A liquidity zone. First one, liquidity, other block that has fair value gap on it, which means we can mark this like this. We can mark this zone like this level like this. Liquidity taken. Yeah, we can see the liquidity taken, and we can see this level. This is fair value gap and this is other block. Most of the time, as I told us, I mark everything all together. I want to see what price we do in this new level of ours. We can see I mark all together. So which means price has tapped into this new zone, and this was where I took my trade, and I'm going to show you the exact way I entered my trade that gave me 1 to 27 RRR, 1 to 25 or 1 to 27 thereabout. And all I needed to do is just follow me closely. So after price tapped into this zone, I went to 1 hour time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. So get it to 1 hour time frame. Price is already in our new zone. This line here is the liquidity level that was taken out, and this is the fair value gap level. So we want to see a break of structure on 1 hour time frame. Here we can see the break of structure on 1 hour time frame. So that is the first confirmation for my entry. Break of structure on 1 hour time frame. So after seeing this, what I need to do now is to follow this pattern. We can see this demand level here. Anytime you see volume running like this and you see just one opposite candle in between it, just know that the opposite candle is a very strong zone. And apart from that, this is the other block. That produced this aggressive movement, the last order block. So we have two zones here that can be considered. We have this other block here that can be considered, and we have this source here that can be considered. But most of the time what I do is, if I have a big order block like this that covers both the breaker block, the source, and also the last red candle that produced this high, what I do is I mark the whole of this order block here as my zone. I want price to come back to this level. I mark out this full order block here. Yeah, so I want price to come back to this level. I want price to come back to what? To this level. And what I do is I go to 5 minutes time frame. I took my trade on 5 minutes time frame. Yeah, so this is my time. This is my 5 minutes time frame. Remember what I told us? Number one is what? Number one is liquidity. Number two is an order block that has a fair value gap on it. So what I need is that I want this 5 minutes time frame to trade back into this new zone that I marked. So once 5 minute time frame trades back into this new zone, I expect the same pattern, break of structure, to happen on 5 minutes so that I can enter my I can set my entry level, stop loss, and my take profit level. So we can see price coming back to the zone. I want price to come back to that zone that I marked on 5 minute time frame. If price doesn't come back there, I'm not taking any trade, guys. I'm not taking any trade. All right, we are still waiting, guys. Here price has traded into the zone that I marked. We can see it right here. So what I need now is 5 minutes break of structure. 5 minutes break of structure. Did I get it? Yes, I got it, because this is what I need. This is what I need. So because this is 5 minutes time frame, I may not really wait for the liquidity pattern. And if I need the liquidity pattern, all I need is to switch to 1 minute time frame. I'm not looking for any other thing or 5 minutes or on 1 minute. I just want to show the pattern. I just want to show you the pattern that has been consistent with this trade. We can see the liquidity level right here. We can see the liquidity level right here. We can see this aggressive movement. We can see this liquidity building up. Can we see that? So what I can do here in order for me to enter trade is to set my entry level here. Set my entry level here. We can see this. Can we see this level right here? Yeah. So all I can do is set my entry level here. Look at this other block. Look at this fair value gap. Look at this other block. Look at this fair value gap. And we have different reference point. So I will take this reference point because I don't want to miss out of the market, and I will also take this reference point because I don't want to miss out of this opportunity. So what I will do now is set my buy limit. So what I want to do on 1 minute time frame is to do what is to set my limit right here. Because of this reference point here, I have the first reference point, I have the second reference point, and I'm already on a very good entry level, so I don't need to risk what is not really fair. So I set my buy limit here. As you can see, where is my take profit? So I set my entry here. I want price to tap into this entry, and my take profit is going to be on 4 hours. All right, remember what I told us about this level. Break of structure happened here, and we expected price to trade all the way back before it will continue the sell. You remember that? So I will put my take profit here. My take profit will be here. Let me mark that for us. Take profit level. And the reason why my take profit level is there is because this is a liquidity level. We can see this is a liquidity level. After liquidity is taken here, we have a fair value gap here, and we have an order block here, which means I expect the sell to continue from here. I expect the sell to continue from here. So the trade I am taking is a counter trend trade. And if we switch to 1 hour, I think it's going to be clearer on 1 hour time frame. It's going to be clearer on 1 hour time frame. We can see it on 1 hour. We can see it on 1 hour. Yeah, it's even better here. This can be the reference on 1 hour instead of this 4 hours. We can use this as what, as the reference. So this is the fair value gap here, and this is the liquidity. So I expect price to trade into this level, clear this liquidity for me, trade into this level, then continue to sell. That is my expectation. So which means my take profit from this 5 minute time frame won't be on that liquidity level. My take profit will be here. Yeah, and my entry, let me set my entry level again. And my entry level, as we discussed earlier, my entry level won't be here, right? So that is it. My take profit level will be there, and my entry level. So what I'm waiting for now is I expect price to tap into this level. I expect price to tap into this zone. I expect price to tap into this zone to trigger my buy entry, then give us this crazy risk to reward ratio. Yeah, you can see that is 1 to 24, right? It's actually more than 1 to 24. I think it should be around here because I expect it to clear this level. Yeah, so that will be 1 to 25. That will be 1 to 25 after the analysis. Let's see how it's played out, guys. So we can see what happened there. Price already tapped us. It took us in, activated our buy trade. Price already activated our buy trade. After that, we continue to see what happens with this trade. Most of the time when you take trades like this, you expect some stop loss to be taken, and it's one of those things that happen when you have high risk to reward trades like this. Most of the time your stop loss just want to introduce itself, and it's part of trading. But let's see how this goes. Let's see how this played out. So it came all the way again to clear liquidity. So we can see how price came all the way to clear this liquidity. After clearing the liquidity, we can see this particular order block, and this zone is a very strong zone. That is why we mark the zone as our zone of reference. And we can see price tapped into it. Yeah, so after price tapped into it, what happened? Let's see what happened. Yeah, that is it. We are already going. We are going forward and forward and forward. And for those of you that want to know how to take trades like this, you can enroll into my mentorship program. Yeah, it is very, very cheap and affordable anyway, so it's meant for you to develop yourself and develop your trading skills. And we can see our price is producing the exact result we expected. Yeah, we can see it on 1 hour time frame. It is very, very fast, and that is the result we expected from this trade. 1 to 25 risk to reward ratio. TP about to be smashed and TP smashed, and that is it, guys. And you see what happened immediately. The tip this is accuracy. See what happened immediately. The TP was smashed. Price tapped into the zone that I marked for sell, and price collapsed. But we already took our profit here, and that is how this trade played out. That is how it played out. So if I want to continue on this sell, what am I expected to do? This is a break of structure. Let me go to 15 minutes time frame for this. So you can see break of structure right here. We can see a break of structure right here, and the pattern is still going to be the same thing, right? The pattern is going to be the same thing. I expect price to trade back. We can see liquidity here. I expect price to trade back, take out this liquidity. I expect price to trade into this level. Actually, we can see the other block. We can see the fair value gap. I expect price to take this liquidity, trade into this zone here. After trading into this zone, then price can continue to sell. Yeah, price can continue to sell. If price does not sell from this zone, then I will expect price to come all the way to this level before it collapses. But this is actually my favorite zone. I expected price to collapse from. Yeah, so that is the update on gold. That is the update on gold. And we can see how price actually traded into this other block here. I mean, to this fair value gap here, but price did not trade into my expected zone, and I'm still waiting for this price to trade here. In fact, I'm waiting to buy to sell. We can see this zone. This is more liquid. This is more of liquidity level. Look at this low here. Look at this level here, and that is another thing that happens when you trade. We can see the last low that was broken. Sometimes price will trade into this low, trade into this level, and it will collapse. I have this particular example on 1 hour time frame, and that should be the last level that was broken. Look at what happened here. Price on 1 hour gave us a break of structure here. So what happened after the structure was broken here? Price traded back into this low, the last low. We can see. Look at what price did. Price traded into this low. After price traded into this low, price collapsed. Price did not trade back to this level that could have been our favorite zone. Price did not trade back to this level, and the reason why price actually acted from this low was because of the fair value gap. Because of this fair value gap in that low. So most of the time when price give you a low like this and there is fair value gap in the opposite direction of that low, price will trade into it, and price will do what? Price will collapse if it's for a sell, and if it's for a buy, we can see price just taking its buy trend. And that is the same thing we saw on the 15 minutes time frame, and we saw what happened in the last trade that I showed us. So you have to understand how this market works. You have to understand some principles, and we can see after the price took out this low, what happened? Price came all the way up. This place became a liquidity. This place became a what? A liquidity. Price traded back into this zone and price collapsed. The same pattern on 15 minutes time frame. The same pattern on 15 minutes time frame. Price traded into this from this low here. Price traded into it. It came all the way down. Then this place will become a liquidity. This liquidity will sponsor the price into this zone, and what will price do? Price will collapse. Just the same pattern. It is as simple as ABC. Honestly, it's as simple as ABC. Sometimes we say it is as simple as ABC, and you know, market will still do what it intended. So, but it's part of the game. So we can see it, right? So what I'm expecting is price to come all the way, clear this level, trade into this supply zone. After trading into this supply zone or other block, then I expect price to collapse all the way down. So what I want to do now is I want to trade this trade. I want to take this trade, buy it up again, buy it up to clear this liquidity level. Then after buying it up to clear this liquidity level, then I expect price to sell all the way down. That is how to buy to sell. And if you enjoyed this simple analysis, all I need you to do is to click on subscribe button right here, join the WhatsApp and the Telegram group so that you can enjoy the free signals that I dropped on the platform. All these trades were dropped on the platform, and if you are there on the platform, you can also take an advantage. So join the platform, join the group, join the Telegram channel, and let's become one family. This is your guy Michael, the selfless strategic trader. Catch ya.